Hashtag no offense uses strong language and is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised. Hashtag no offense.
Hey, Jason, guess what?
What?
It's time for HTNOS. Hit it!
What about me, motherfucker? I'm just sitting over here.
And you too. You know your name.
Yeah, I'm the
Duchess.
other person.
Come here, girl. Are you ticklish?
Nah.
Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag No Offense. My name is Chris, joined by the two rings, joined by the Duchess. What's up, y'all?
It's Friday.
I'm here.
Good one.
Thanks.
Good one.
Thanks for gracing us.
Thanks for showing up.
Of course.
Yeah, you're out of sick days. Hey, last year you called off for 420, so I'm glad that you decided to roll in this year.
It's close to doing it again.
Oh, yeah, that's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow. Well, yeah, we're 419 and a half. I mean, like 3 hours or 420, so fucking 420.
Damn, the day before Easter.
I thought that was a weird combination how it fell this year. Like, the 420 with the Easter, like something's going to happen. Like there's going to be some sort of alien activity this
Everybody's going to be seeing Jesus this year.
Either that or just more people be eating their kids' Easter candy. I mean,
that's true.
No, it's going to be cosmic, Jason.
No.
It's going to be
is that what it is?
Yes, it's going to be a cosmic weekend.
Well, we are drinking UFO pineapple.
Hell yeah.
That stands for unfiltered offering.
Doesn't matter. It says UFO.
I'm just saying, I can't turn it off. I only know beer. That's how I keep this fucking light on, dude. Speaking of keeping the lights on, let's read some fucking ads for these fine folks. Jason, tell me something about Adam and Eve.
You get free shipping.
Good one.
I remembered.
Just jump right to the end, motherfucker. Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff to spice up the bedroom's even better. Select almost any one item at 50% off. Almost any one item at 50% off. And that's when Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff. Free stuff in the way of 10 tantalizing free gifts. A sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item that you'll both enjoy. What do you think that is? Speculate.
Probably some kind of like fire and ice lube or something.
Did you say that last time?
No, you didn't ask me last time.
No, well, I don't mean the immediate last time, but I think the last time I asked you, you said that because I remember you saying Fire and Ice. Nah, you said that was the movie we were going to get was Fire and Ice.
That was Jason.
Well, that was the movie I got a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, what? Pencil sharpener?
Well, we both enjoy that.
I know, right?
Maybe a
I mean,
case
you always
of
need
beer.
a pencil sharpener. I don't know. You don't
Yeah,
know.
What else are you
don't
doing
know.
together?
I don't know.
You don't know until they
Tacos?
send it.
Get
Well,
some fucking tacos.
You get 6 free adult movies, too, and Riley told me that I think he got, like, Return of the Jedi and fucking Holes and the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, so this is like Columbia House now?
I still owe them money.
Do you remember when
BMG? Remember that?
Bro,
Oh, yeah, BMG.
Bro, God, we're just like the fucking plunge. Like one little thing and we're, let's go left. You remember when Columbia House was like so old that you picked the stamps out of the magazine and you stuck the stamps on the fucking thing and you had to send in the postcard?
Dude, I remember when you had to tape the pennies to the card.
Damn.
Like
That's legit, dude. I can't top that. I'm not going to trade.
you get your DVDs for a penny, and you just had to get some tape, and you tape your little penny on the.
Man.
That's crazy.
But I remember the stickers too.
Which was so criminal because let me tell you what, when I was 12 and had no business opening any type of account of anything, they allowed me to do that, and I racked up hundreds of dollars of fucking shit. And I'm 12 years old. I don't have a fucking job.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got some sort of collection somewhere that.
We did.
We did. When we went to buy our house, we had to clear it up.
Oh, apparently that was paid for then because.
I think it was only like $43.
Something stupid. Probably because you didn't fucking return the Brad Paisley CD they sent you.
Okay.
Well, they were probably like, just give us some money. It doesn't matter. Just give us a little bit.
Right. Yeah, so you get 6 free adult movies, and as Two Rings already told you, you get some free shipping. Go to adamandeve.com, use code word HTNOS at checkout, HTNOS at adamandeve.com. Get 6 movies, get some free gifts, get some free shipping, and get your fuck on.
Or how Bobby would say it. What was it? HTNOS.
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 Oh, my goodness.
I said, I love the way that you pronounce the N, dude. It's HTNOS, motherfucker. No, HTNOS.
HTNOS.
We are also sponsored by Hemp Bombs CBD.
Get your hemp bomb.
Dutchie, tell me something about Hemp Bombs.
They are a CBD, all natural thing that doesn't have any THC in it.
You ain't got to read the script. I'm just saying, tell me something.
Oh,
tell me something about
that's
tell me
what I
something about
know.
Hemp Bombs.
I take the gummies to fall asleep. I say it every time we get on the mic.
Yeah, we're
The
waiting
gummies
on
are
some
awesome.
more because we're out of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do the oil. You say the oil's good for you.
The oil.
The oil.
The Earl.
I got the
You
oil.
do.
Got Southern there for a minute.
You do that Earl.
I do the oil change.
Nah, I like the Earl.
I like it.
Hemp bombs are specifically formulated to provide consumers with a quality CBD product at an affordable price. Hemp bombs contain 99% pure CBD isolate with 0% THC and are legal in all 50 states. And if you are concerned about potentially failing a drug test, let me tell you what, I got popped for a random this week and I'm still employed. So have no fear when they say there's 0% THC in there. There's 0% fucking THC in there. I know. Potato Boy was concerned that he couldn't even fucking try it because he didn't want to take the risk. But here to tell you, I didn't piss
You're
hot.
good.
You're good.
Kudos to hemp bombs.
Many benefits include reduced anxiety, increased sense of relaxation, reduction of aches and pains, mood enhancement, and deeper, more restful sleep. Hemp bombs come in a variety of products, including oils and e-liquids, gummies and suckers, capsule syrup, and even products for your pet. Check out hempbombs.com. Use code word HTNOS for 20% off your entire order. That's HTNOS, HTNOS at hempbombs.com.
It's the shit.
I do like it. It's excellent.
It's been a pleasant surprise for us, man. Like both the product and the partnership, man. Like I couldn't ask for a better sponsor.
Yeah, they're
for
awesome
us.
guys.
They're good.
And
good
gals.
peeps. Good peeps. Well, I mean, I only talked to somebody named Josh, but I'm sure they employ women.
They'd have to.
Got to fill out that quota, right?
Yup.
Hashtag No Offense is also part of the Inner Circle Podcast Network. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Inner Circle PN. Give us a follow and see what all the awesome shows part of the network are doing, including ourselves, Simmons and Moore, Shit Happens When You Party Naked, The Hood Diner, and The Plunge. Jason, you know, it's been well documented. I don't know if our new listeners know, but, you know, he's had our Instagram hacked by the fucking Middle Easterners since episode 2.
I don't know how that happened.
Well,
I know you say it's from the porn.
It is.
No, it's not.
no.
Did you order a shirt from a website that shut down immediately after you placed an order? Oh, sorry, that was me.
And then not the first time. I believe it is your jerk off habits because I believe you jerk off and you don't clear your history and you have all those accounts logged in and it's like a fucking virus. They like seep into each other.
Again, I don't log into anything.
Right. I watched
No,
porn
your
and I didn't get
Instagram.
any emails from Syria.
Because you're not logged into like all of our accounts.
Oh.
Jason is. But at any,
I don't think so.
At any rate, somebody took htnos at yahoo.com and signed up for a Facebook many months ago. And fucking shout out to Facebook for being a shitty fucking company and having zero customer service because I've reached out to them numerous times and said that someone was stealing our identity. And they were like, okay. So I had to hack into my own email address on Facebook from some dude in Jordan using Google Translate to see what the fuck they were and then sneaking into his fucking phone number even and getting in there and changing the fucking password, finally fucking hacked the hackers and they got it shut down.
Is Jordan like River Jordan for the Michael Jackson song? I'm just asking.
I'm just wondering what's to keep him from.
Asking.
I'm just wondering what's keeping him from opening up another Facebook with the same email.
Because it's already been used, I think.
Yeah, but
So if he tries to use that email again, it's going to want him to log into it. And he can't log into it because I even switched my phone number to that fucking account. So when he tries to get the password reset, I get a text message.
yeah, but
Fuck you, Jordan.
Isn't the HTNOS at Yahoo used for our Facebook? Mm-mm. Oh, it's not?
Because we just have a page and it's under my Facebook account.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So it's under your personal email. Okay.
Fucking hackers. Score one for the little guys. God damn it. Jason, we already said it's Easter and 420. Easter weekend. Do you have your peep on the perch already up?
Peep on the perch?
Yeah.
Is this kind of like the whole thing that's done at Christmas now?
Elf on the
the
Shelf?
Elf on the Shelf?
Yeah.
This is a new thing?
I like whore in the drawer.
or whore in the bed.
Hey.
I know you're a big advocate of that fucking elf, so I assume that you already had the peep up.
No, this is news to me. So I do
news to
not
you?
have a peep on the porch. Is that what it's called?
Perch. Where do birds sit, dumbass?
Peep on the porch.
I guess they could
I
sit
ain't
on
got
the porch.
birds. I don't know.
I guess they could sit on the porch. But it's like a peep don't even talk. At least an elf, you can like make believe that they talk or whatever. Like a peep is a marshmallow. It makes
Yeah.
no sense. How are they going to tell the Easter Bunny what's up?
My kids would run up to it and bite its head off and go, "How's he gonna talk now?"
Oh, I'm sorry. Where did you get that story?
From you.
And it says Bobby Bones on it.
Yeah, because I got it from you. You're fucking Messiah. Look at that shit, dude. That's right up your alley, right?
No,
You don't
No.
have that. You don't have that fake fucking sugar bird watching your kids,
Like
giving them an excuse to fucking behave.
no.
Looks like it's ready to take a load on his face.
Oh, because its neck's
It's
cocked
looking
back
up.
like
It's
that.
like looking up like, feed me, daddy.
That's fucking stupid, man. I really assumed that you had it, man. Like, I don't know what to do with this segment now because you don't have it.
No. I think my kids are starting to get a little older that they don't care about that kind of stuff.
They don't. No kid fucking cares. Their parents make them care.
No,
as
I
long
mean-
as they get
No,
shit.
that's not true. The kids like it.
They like
Well, not
it because
this, but I mean, like,
they like
Luke
it
has been
because.
talking about the fucking Easter Bunny all day.
Well, I know because we tell them about it.
Well, yeah, how are they gonna know about anything
That's
unless
what
we
I
tell
mean.
them about it?
That's my point.
My kids, they're always coming up to me like, "Oh, I heard this is cool, and I heard this is cool."
Yeah, Logan hasn't. He still believes in the Easter Bunny.
But like I said, I think my girls are too old for that now. But
It's cute. That's something they could do for Jax.
no,
that
see, I don't
too
want
early?
to do it.
Yeah, don't do
I
that.
wanna do it.
Don't do that. Don't
No,
encourage him
Not
to
gonna
do it.
do it. Not gonna do it.
What you got?
They should make poo emojis, peeps. That would be funny. And then I throw shit at you all the time.
Why don't they make shit on the shelf?
Why don't you make it?
Yeah, why don't you make
Kids
it?
love that shit emoji.
Dude, you would probably, that's $1 million idea. Why don't you fucking do
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trademark done. Shit on the shelf.
it? Done. Start working on it.
I don't know
now.
what you do with it though.
Stool in a pool.
It just sits there.
That's a spinoff.
Who's shit in the water?
Turd to punch bowl.
Oh, I know. I did the whole baby Ruth in the pool one time.
Ew.
You did?
Yeah, I threw it in there and was like, "Oh, look at that!" And then grabbed it and ate it.
That's the worst reaction ever.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Who shit in the pool? Let me go get it. This is tasty.
Ew.
You would do something like that. It's hilarious.
Sick, dude. You are Florida man.
No, I'm not. Maybe a little bit. But.
Let's get into some Florida stories.
Yeah.
Woo, doggy. Hey, Beatrice.
Yeah.
Get your ass in here. These no offense boys about to do Welcome to Florida again.
Let me grab the natty.
Oh, shit. And I thought my family was fucked up.
You're going to love this, babe.
Why?
Defuniac Springs.
Yeah.
A Florida man didn't want his wife to leave the house, so he got in his tractor.
And, right.
A Florida man didn't want his wife to leave the house, so he took matters into his own hands. According to the Walton County Sheriff's Office, Danny Stewart is charged with aggravated assault after he plowed the forks of his tractor into the side of his wife's truck outside their Defuniac Springs home.
Well, that's stupid because he probably pays for that truck.
Probably right.
Stupid.
So, wait. So he didn't want her to leave, so he fucks up her truck?
Yeah.
She could still walk out the door.
He hit that bitch with the fucking tractor and was like, uh-uh.
Now he hitting. She's in the doorway. I called an Uber, motherfucker.
They're old. They don't Uber. Plus, it's like the middle of nowhere. Defuniac
Oh.
Springs is like fucking... Then
Then they call it a Schuber.
It's a super. When you
No.
walk.
Yeah, a hillbilly Uber.
A deputy responded to the disturbance call on Friday. The wife, who safely escaped prior to the Walton County Fire and Rescue Station, told the deputy about the incident. She said she arrived back at the residence to get some items and was confronted by Stewart, demanding that she stay. She then got in her truck to leave the premises. That's when the husband hopped in his tractor and drove through a fence to get after her.
Oh, wow. So she was actually in the car.
Yeah.
Dang, he's just tearing all kinds of shit up for no reason.
Yeah, picture him coming out from like behind the bar or something. Boom, through the fence and shit. And she's like,
Like from a movie.
right. You know,
How does a tractor move that fast?
they can haul, right? They can.
I mean, it depends. I think some of them
Yeah.
can go not fast, but can go
fast
pretty
enough.
good speed.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess short distances, like when you're not expecting it, 20, 30 miles an hour is still pretty fucking
Right.
fast, you know?
How slow is this bitch that she wasn't in her truck already while he was waddling to the tractor?
I don't
Probably had to get off her
Well,
fucking scooter to get
like I
to the
said,
truck.
this is Florida. He probably had that souped up tractor.
Souped up
you said.
tractor.
Yeah.
The victim then said that Stewart used the pallet forks on the front of the tractor to hit her driver's side rear window and door. Damage to the vehicle could be clearly seen and matched her statement. The suspect that he admitted that he went after his wife's truck, but did so because she had his stuff.
Was she not coming back?
I don't think she was. I don't think she was. It said she escaped to the fire fucking and rescue department. So I mean, I don't think she was coming back.
Interesting.
Sounds like a motherfucker.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Stewart denied making contact with the truck, said the damage was from her hitting his fence. There were no signs that coincided with his statement, and 64-year-old was placed under arrest. Mm-hmm. He was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and taken to the Walton County Jail without incident. It's funny because this is a small town, and we know people that live there. So I actually shot a message out beforehand, and I was like, "Hey, I got a story from up there. Just making sure this is nobody that like is related to you." Yeah. He actually said, "Let me check."
Yeah, right.
I think it's that small.
That guy was like, "Damn it, Beatrice, you ain't getting away from me."
Fuck you, Cletus. Dale Jr.
Dale.
That's your last and middle name.
You're hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, I just want you to know that. Love you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Fucking love you so much. Mm-hmm. Next story is...
Yes, can we move on, please?
Why? Why is it a bad thing to let the world know how much I love you?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Gainesville. Florida man attacked and killed by the world's most dangerous bird.
The emu?
No, but it's close.
The blue-headed one.
Yeah.
The fuck is that thing?
We'll get there. A large flightless bird killed the Florida breeder with its long claws in a, quote, tragic accident after the man fell into its enclosure. The man, Marvin Hajos, lived north of Gainesville in a rural part of Alachua County. My understanding is that the gentleman was in vicinity of the bird and at some point fell. When he fell, he was attacked, Deputy Chief Jeff Taylor said, adding that the incident appeared to be a tragic accident. It is not yet known what Mr. Hajos did to motivate the attack. A southern cassowary.
Cassowary
Is the bird.
I've never heard of that.
It's a large flightless bird that is native to tropical rainforests in northeastern Australia, New Guinea, and on several islands in Indonesia.
They're big like a fucking ostrich.
They're fucking huge.
Which means they shouldn't be in Florida.
And they've got that middle claw thing.
It says that he had it illegally too. Of course, he didn't have permission or you have to get permits to get those exotic animals, like you're saying. Like it shouldn't be in Florida. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that motherfucker. It says he was a breeder, so I hope he wasn't making more of these fucking monsters, dude.
Oh, jeez.
I got bit by an ostrich before.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How did you?
I was probably like 7 or 8, and we had gone to the zoo. But it wasn't in Chicago. I think it was in Michigan or something. It was a zoo far away. And we were with my aunt Denise at the time. And I had a bag of peanuts. And my Uncle Dwayne told me to go over the barrier to feed the ostrich the peanuts.
Why would he tell you that?
Because we were throwing them over the fence and them dumb fucking birds weren't seeing the peanuts. So I held my hand up to feed the bird, and the bitch bit my finger and scraped it. So I had a big bite mark all down my finger.
Were you supposed to even feed the birds? Because you always see signs. Don't feed the animals.
Well, I was just going to say, there's a barrier for a reason. And he's like, go over it.
They sold peanuts to feed the ostriches, but they weren't looking at it.
Look at that fucking monster.
Well, I mean, it's just
evil.
An eye and a blue head.
It looks fucking evil, dude. That's straight out of
the whole
Avatar.
Body.
So, are they like bigger than ostriches and stuff?
It says that birds can weigh as much as 130 pounds, and adults stand between 5 and 6.5 feet tall. Among living birds, only ostriches are larger.
Oh, okay.
What makes them dangerous are their feet. Mm-hmm. They have 3 toes that sport pointed nails. The most dangerous is the inner toe, which ends in a veritable dagger several inches long.
Damn, so that bird...
It got a raptor claw.
Curb stomped him.
It's got a raptor fucking claw. It's a dinosaur.
Let me show you his fucking foot, dude.
It's like a dinosaur foot.
Yeah, them bitches came from dinosaurs.
Look at that, dude. Look at that fucking thing.
Yeah, because, now I see, the person's hand in the background and it's bigger than the
probably takes that middle finger and it's just like...
hand.
Look at all the scales even, dude. That looks like fucking like Alien. Like the movie Alien.
It's a dinosaur. Dude.
It's crazy, dude. And then they kick you with that, and that's how they kill you. They fucking one hand up and...
So it's pretty much like huge-ass blades. Hell yeah, dude. On their feet.
That's how the males fight each other.
Look at them, dude. That's like something out of Avatar. That ain't normal. That ain't fucking normal. Why? Look at that fucking monster.
Oh, dude, that's a crazy ass picture.
That's the tattoo I'm gonna get.
Cassowary for life.
Yeah, better than my other idea.
Yeah, that's crazy looking, dude.
Cassowary sounds Florida as fuck, though.
Mm-hmm. There's probably a town somewhere.
There's a town of Castleberry.
Close enough.
Close enough.
We'll do that. Invasion of the Cassowaries.
That thing's fucking sick, dude. Like, I hate to say it because dude died and everything, but like, you almost deserve that shit, dude. Why are you bringing big ass fucking monsters like that to your house?
There's one of them fighting. That one on the bottom up there. He's like, me.
Yeah, look at him, dude. Look at him.
Fucking get you with my dagger
kicking
toe.
That shit.
Get you with my dagger toe.
That's fucking sick, dude. And the article that I was reading had like a couple people's like stories about it or whatever, and one of them was a guy saying he was on a trip to Australia and was at a preserve or whatever, and they were on like a tour, and one of them things fucking came up to him and kicked him off a cliff into a fucking river.
What? And he survived?
Yeah, he survived.
Damn.
Wow. I'm like, God damn, man, nasty fucking thing. And like his quote was like, I don't even know what I did to it. Like, I was just on the tour.
That's awesome.
Not so much for him.
No, his quote was awesome.
Hey, where'd Bill go?
Oh, he's down the river.
I don't look at that, dude.
Soon what? Soon I will kill you?
I love Google images.
Mohawk fucking sweet.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That was the one earlier in the week. You know, like I always say, there's always that one story. That was the one that everyone fucking sent. Goddamn bird attack. This next one was the second most one that everybody sent. We're down in Gulfport where a 71-year-old man filled a squirt gun with urine and sprayed a woman who was walking her dog.
That sounds normal.
Well, maybe he's just trying to get rid of his neighbors like people do with cats. They just,
I'll tell you what, Jay.
Because water's not going to work. But yeah, piss.
There's not much to this story. I looked at a lot of different sources. That's pretty much the gist of it. So I wanted you guys to speculate anyway. So what the fuck happened here? It says the Gulfport police said that in a arrest report, Joel William Benjamin approached the woman on Sunday, squirted her several times with urine. The report says that Benjamin told officers he would do it again, but it was unclear what motivated the attack. He faces misdemeanor battery charge and left jail posting a $500 bond. Doesn't say why he did, but the motherfucker's going to do it again if she gets out of line.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd just whip my dick out there and start pissing on him.
Yeah, right? Why put it in a
It's a
squirt
whole other charge, dude.
Yeah, it didn't say if he knew her or not. It's just some random lady on the street.
Well, no, I thought about you because you know how pissed you get when the neighbors walk their dogs over here and let their dogs piss on the fucking thing, and now we got dead spots in the grass.
Yeah, and my lights don't work.
Well, maybe that lady walks her dog all the time and pisses on his shit, and he's like, fuck you, I'm fighting fire with fire. And he comes out there with the super soaker, and he's like, bitch, get the fuck off my lawn.
Can you imagine having to, like, aim to pee in that thing? Do you just, like, put your
He probably just puts, he probably just puts his pee hole right up to the hole of the...
You think he's aiming the stream?
Yeah.
Dude, we can't hit the fucking toilet, and that thing's as big as, like, your fucking 2 feet, man, and you want him to piss into a container of a super soaker?
Once there's, like, a good stream going, you can aim, but it's the starting...
Fuck you, no, you can't.
It's the starting and stopping that gets
Shit's like a fire hose, man. You just grab on and hope for the best.
Dude,
holy cow!
When you pee after you come, it's like
everywhere.
No, it's like you're shooting snake venom.
No,
like it's like
you got
coming
two
out,
dicks.
Yeah,
Two dicks
coming out.
It's like a V,
streams.
dude. It's a V. Hell
really?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess because there's still some left up in you, so it's like trying to pass through that.
I wonder if there's 2 holes in there.
It's 2 dicks.
Because we have 2 holes.
What?
We have a pee hole and a vagina hole. You don't fuck us in the same hole that we pee out of.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, no.
Your face says something.
No, I thought meant her like the actual pee hole was 2 holes. I was like, oh, that's news.
No.
We didn't learn about that.
My vagina hole is separate.
Damn, Beatrice.
I'm opening my beer.
You crack that bitch. Shit,
You're still drinking a Monster.
Yeah, I am. I need to get my shit together here. I'm out of sorts tonight. Stop it.
I didn't say anything.
I know you didn't. You stop it.
Mm-hmm. That's too much head.
That's what she said.
Hey, nice segue with the dad joke. Our boy Carp, fucking shout out to Carpe, former host of the show, sent us a story this week.
Does he listen?
Hey,
Carp.
I can't confirm or deny that, but he did send a story, and it did.
This smells so good.
It is good. UFO pineapple. I don't want to say it made me happy because it's wrong to say that it made me happy, but I kind of did take a little pleasure in the guy that was part of the story.
Okay.
Tampa. Longtime Tampa Bay sports radio personality is accused of soliciting a 14-year-old boy.
Okay.
Justin Pawlowski. Sorry.
Did you know of this man?
I've listened to him before.
He's popular.
Tampa Bay Sports Radio.
I thought maybe he had your phone number or something.
I think he did like the Bucks brief and like other.
I thought he did.
Let me flash you back real quick to when we were in the running for Best of the Bay. Mm-hmm. You remember how pissed I was when I'm like, the finalist is fucking that dude that was on the radio. It just
Drew Garabo.
Well, he was one of them, and I told Jason, I was like, I thought that this was that motherfucker, and I was like, yeah, fuck off, dude. But it wasn't. It was the guy with the Bucks podcast.
But he was on there.
He was on there too, though.
Yeah.
Justin Pawlowski, known as the Commish among sports fans, was taken into custody Wednesday following an investigation launched by the Tampa Police Department. According to detectives, the 37-year-old sent a picture of his genitals to what he believed was a 14-year-old boy.
He believed was a 14-year-old boy? So they told him it was 14.
It was a sting. Yeah, it was an online sting.
Okay. Because I'm like, well, maybe he didn't look 14, but...
At any rate, don't give him the benefit of the doubt.
No, I'm saying because like he might have sent a dick pic to somebody and like bitches will tell you they're 26 and they're really like 16.
How was I supposed to know? He had facial hair.
It says he also expressed interest in meeting with the boy on several occasions and suggested that he was interested in engaging in sexual acts with him, according to the Tampa police. He was charged with unlawful use of a two-way communication device using computer services to solicit a minor and transmission of harmful material to a minor.
Yikes.
Fuck off, Commish.
Yeah, he's going to be getting his.
I mean, I'm glad that they caught the guy because he's obviously a perv, but how is that not... like entrapment? You know what I mean? Like you're fishing for people to fuck up. I'm like I'm glad that he's caught, but at the same time it's like you're provoking them. You're like putting bait out there.
I don't know how that
works.
Like
what exactly? Yeah, excuse me. I was actually going to say what exactly is entrapment, because I've always thought like, you know, if police cars were on the side of the road but don't have like their lights or anything on and all that stuff, and you know.
I think it's like say you drive down to a dark street and you happen to get propositioned by a fucking hooker that's an undercover cop or whatever. You know, like that's like, and you agree or whatever. Like that's entrapment, right?
That's how I feel it is. I don't know what the like definition is.
I don't know. I'm
real.
Fucking stupid. I don't ask me. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking.
You should know.
Why? Because I'm smarter than you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's what I watched cops and stuff, but they would do stings all the time.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, you should know Live PD. You should fucking know what that is before we do.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, it's not like if they were doing entrapment, it's not like they were going to show it on the TV. Like,
yeah. Fucking Jason.
I don't know.
It just sounds like any time that somebody's doing something, like if I were to make a fake Facebook account and catfish you and then, you know, divorce you for cheating on me or trying to cheat on me, I feel like that's entrapment.
Yeah.
I feel like anything that you're luring somebody to do to get them in trouble or caught, that would be considered that.
Or like, yeah, you're like hanging out with an off-duty cop and he gives you a bump of cocaine and then tells an on-duty cop that, you know, you're fucking doing drugs.
Right. Stuff like that. That's what I think anyway. Are you looking up the definition?
Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. All right, so entrapment is a defense to criminal charges, and it's based on interaction between police officers and the defendant prior to, in parentheses, or during the alleged crime. A typical entrapment scenario arises when law enforcement officers use coercion and overbearing tactics to induce someone to commit a crime. So I guess if like they were pressuring them to commit the crime.
Well, that's kind of like some bitch comes to your window and telling you suck your dick for $20 and you're like, no thanks, and they go down to $5 and you're like, fuck yes.
Or if they just come out with the titties already out, like in your face, and they're like, hey.
Oh yeah,
does that happen all the time?
I wish. Fuck. That'd be like tractor beams, dude. Like how you resist that? Like
be like, there ain't no cop, they got the titties out.
Ain't no cop.
Cops got titties too, Jason.
Well, I mean, that's, you know, because like, you know how you've always say you were smoking with some people or doing drugs around some people that you didn't know, and or say they offered you the drugs and you're like, well, no, you do them first, and then if they do them, that's supposed to mean they're not a cop. But I mean, supposedly no, but I'm just saying that's what a lot of people think. You
that's
know, because
deep cover.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Well, there's a lot of cops that get into some bad situations because they get too deep. You know what I mean? Like,
then they get addicted to the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucked up.
I mean, I'll tell you what, man. You got to be, hard and have a crazy mind to try to do something like that, man.
To be a cop?
No, to go like undercover. Like deep undercover.
To be a cop, man. It takes a fucking special kind of mindset.
Well, just to be a cop anymore. Yeah, I mean, especially nowadays with cell phones and all that. Like I was watching a video today, and it was a whole bunch of guys that the police rolled up, and they're like, "Why are you bothering us?" Blah blah blah, and I forget what I to tell you the truth, I don't even know why the cops rolled up.
I think somebody said.
I think somebody said that it was for the illegally tinted windows of the car in front, but they were actually, I don't know what state it was in, but they were sitting in front of a business. It was a closed down business, but
probable cause. Why you?
But they were all sitting. Building? Well, yeah, they were all sitting in front of the building, and they were all smoking weed. So I'm assuming it's an illegal state where weed is legal.
Shame.
But yeah, like so they come rolling up, and they're asking. Okay, the thing. The thing that upsets me the most about all of these videos, all of them.
This is a video or live,
yeah, this was something. No, this was just something I was on. I went down a rabbit hole on Facebook and
I do
was
that
watching
too.
videos. But the thing that annoys me about all videos that people are pissed off about the police and everything is how much disrespect they give the police. Like I'm somebody. If I've only gotten pulled over 3 times, I think, but every time
in your life.
Yeah.
Holy
every
shit,
time. Dude. Is that a lot? I don't know.
That's
okay.
nothing compared to me.
So every time, I've done it, like the windows are down, my hands are on the steering wheel, all this stuff. Like to make
it feel safe.
I don't ever fucking talk back to them. It's always yes or no, sir. Like, because I'm scared as piss to go to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna be nobody's bitch. So I don't understand why they feel
send her to fucking Max Penn for a fucking traffic violation.
Now, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I could understand maybe some minorities where they get upset with it because they think they're being targeted or whatever. I mean, that's I can't relate to that. So
it happens.
It is. I know that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, but why can't you just be respectful and do what they tell you to do?
No, for sure.
Because the cops roll up, they weren't yelling at anybody. They're just like, "Can we see y'all's ID?" Because they just want to make sure the people they're talking to don't have warrants, I'm assuming, and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So, and they're like, "Oh no, why you guys see my ID?" and all this stuff, and like being all bitches with them, and I'm like,
being all bitches.
I'm just like, just fucking answer their questions and give them their stuff,
Right.
And of course, one of the guys that they grabbed had a gun on him. I'm like, and then somebody else got up because they were telling people to move because, of course, when they found the gun on the one guy,
sure,
they weren't brutal with him or anything. They just arrested him like normal and were asking everybody else to step back and everything. So they finally moved back after yelling at them, the officers and everything. And when they moved, I guess by one of the chairs they were sitting in was a bag of weed or whatever. And so one of the cops goes and picks it up, and he goes, "Oh, that's mine." He goes, "Well, can I see your ID, your identification, so I can get see your medical license for it or whatever and all that stuff?" He's like, "I ain't got that." He's like, "Well, it's coming with me then."
Wow.
But yeah, it's just like, why can't you just be respectful and
I saw something like that today. I think I was just scrolling through Instagram or something, and I saw a picture, and it was like a big jacked up cop car or a big jacked up truck, and it was pulled over. There was a cop car behind it, and it had the thing across the, where you put the text across the picture and whatever, and it said, "Wonder why he got pulled over." The back window of the truck said, "Cops suck dick."
Oh my god!
It was like 2-foot letter decals across the whole back window.
So it was
of the
like
truck.
huge.
Yeah, and it said, "Cops suck dick," and then it said, "Wonder why he got pulled over." And the first comment was, "Cops probably wanting to suck his dick." But I mean, that goes with what you're saying. You fucking wonder how well he's going to fare on the road. With "Cops suck dick" on the back of his truck.
Well, and I would probably say even back in the day, even watching Cops before this live PD was a thing, and even with live PD, I would say probably 10% of the arrests they make, half the time the person wasn't even going to be arrested, but because they're being a dickhead,
right,
and not giving information and all that stuff.
You think that gets amped up maybe because there's a camera involved?
I really don't know.
Sometimes I think it probably does. I think people probably, they see the camera and they either want to perform for the fucking camera because they know they're on something.
To fuck up.
Or something like that, maybe.
Dude, I was watching the LAPD one night, and they come
as fuck.
They were rolling up on this one bitch riding on a bicycle, and they were just stopping her to talk to her. I forget what the reason was or whatever. She's like, "Oh, I was on y'all show last week." I was like, "Oh, hell no!"
Awesome. Hey, Cheryl.
They know her.
So you got a new bike seat.
Gross. Let's hit this break real quick.
All right.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Venice, and I've got a message from a friend of mine about my favorite podcast.
It's your boy, Flavor Flav in full effect. Check this out, everybody. I want y'all to go check out TJ.
What's good, everybody? TJ Johnson here from Voice from the Underground. I am the most handsome.
Big Has.
And I'm smoking my cigar, of course.
You know what I'm saying? The Dutch.
You pick me up in an Uber and a PT Cruiser, I'm calling Lyft.
Because they be fighting the power, talking about social issues, politics, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not even that good.
Right, we're terrible. Terrible. Tangents all over the place.
And not only that, but they be keeping it fun with the sports, music, comics, and movies too.
Am I allowed to talk?
I think, no, not right now.
Shut up, colonizer!
You know what I'm saying? He on Twitter at VFU Podcast. So you can find them. So check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
Okay, what Flav was trying to say is, check out Voice from the Underground on your favorite podcast network.
Voice from the Underground.
God damn it, Beatrice.
What?
Why is this answering machine lighting up like the 4th of July?
It's probably them dumbasses trying to call the HTNOS show.
Well, why would we be getting their voicemails?
Because they dumbasses, dumbass.
Well, damn it, why don't you just hit the button then?
Yes, Dale Jr.
Am I on the phone with the hashtag No Offense show? I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm a huge fan of your show. I've been listening since episode 8. That had to be the funniest show that I've ever heard. I just wanted to let you guys know that I am your hugest fan, and I just wanted to say good job, and I hope to someday I'd get to meet you. You guys are amazing. It's a great show. Thanks for putting them out every week. It's awesome. Goodbye.
Hey bitches, it's Amanda from the Blunt Mommy Podcast. First, I just want to say I love you, Chris, and I love you, my Dutchie. There's some in the news right now about 27 bodies found near a boys' reform school. What the fuck y'all going on in Florida? Y'all shit is fucked up. That's all I gotta say. And I love y'all for it because y'all talk about it. But Florida seems to be the most fucked up state in the whole entire earth. Well, United States. But you know what I mean. It's fucked up. That's all I gotta say. Love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
Yo, this is Joe B.
And this is Billy C.
of the NE Podcast, and you're listening to the hashtag No Offense Show.
Fuck Florida.
Only on the Inner Circle Podcast Network. Fuck Tampa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi. You finally opening your beer, you pussy?
I'm going to act like you didn't say that.
Okay.
You drinking that non-alien beer?
Unfiltered.
Doesn't stand for UFOs.
Unfiltered what?
Offering.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't create it. I'm just drinking it.
It's good, though.
It is good. Pineapple and shit. Tropical. What?
I don't taste any pineapple, but it's not bad.
You don't taste any pineapple?
Nice beach beer.
That's straight up pineapple.
I don't taste it.
Right in your face.
But anyways, I posted something on Twitter today.
You did, and I was very proud of you.
I felt kind of weird doing it, and because
what's a Twitter?
Oh fuck you! You were on there too.
I was trying to. I'm gonna try to be more involved with social media because it just gets away from me.
Hey, good.
But stuff like this is really interesting, and what I posted on Twitter was like everybody knows, or whoever doesn't know, whoever listens knows that my mom recently passed away.
Right.
And then it's also Easter weekend, which means Jesus is rising from the dead this weekend.
Most popular zombie of all time.
Right.
Walking Dead original.
But it's, we talked about going to that Casadega place.
Yeah.
I've been there before to see a psychic, and they kind of tell you about what your life's going to be like. They can tell you if you have any past lives. Sometimes they can talk to spirits or whatever. So
can't wait.
It's going to be fun. I think that we should all go do that.
Yeah, I told Jason too. Yeah,
okay, so we're all going to do that.
Yeah, he's down.
So it just got me thinking, because I don't know if you guys have ever heard this before, but I've heard it before that.
Well, hold on, before you get too ahead of that, would they be? Do you think that they would be opposed if we did a podcast from the place?
No, but I was thinking that if we go, because we can each have our individual experiences, and then we can podcast from the place. They have the Frank Sinatra restaurant that's in there as well, so we can eat afterwards and talk if we wanted to about our experiences, which I think would be cool. And it could be like a bonus episode. It doesn't have to be.
I didn't know if they would feel like that was like, I don't want to say disrespectful or whatever.
I mean, we can't do it while we're in the room.
Why not?
With them.
That's what I meant. Like, can we run fucking tape while they're doing their thing and maybe get them on too?
I was going to ask to record my session.
Yeah, but I mean, like that would just be for your benefit, like not like a show or whatever, Like I'd like to introduce them and talk to them and fucking da-da-da. Okay, now tell me what's up. Was I Christopher Columbus?
See, I'm curious what it's all about, because I think it's all bullshit. But
I do and I don't. Well, and I mean, but we'll keep going. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, we can do that, and I can when I call, because you have to call to make the appointment. I can ask.
Though, Jay.
What? Think it's bullshit?
I mean, kind of. I mean, I'm open to it, but I don't put as much stock into it as, like, say, you do.
Yeah, I'm just really into this stuff, and I just think it's interesting because it also runs into the linear time, kind of like in Bill and Ted, where it's like you exist in a different version of yourself at the same time, just in a
different universe.
Yeah, in a different universe, which I think is pretty cool. But I've heard before that birthmarks,
like Bill and Ted.
It is. It's exactly like Bill and Ted.
You have to dial one number higher.
But I always heard that birthmarks, especially like bigger or different ones, could be a symbol of how you died in a past life. So I thought that was really interesting. So, for example, like a sword, if you have a birthmark that's in the shape of a sword or like a dagger, it could be that you got stabbed. If there's a flame, you could have died in a fire. If there's just like a circle, it could be a bullet hole.
Like what if it's just like a scrape?
A scrape.
Yeah.
Well, was the one on the back of your leg, you mean?
No, I got. I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's a birthmark.
For people that are listening,
Chris is like throwing his feet up on the
leg on
table.
the table trying to show this birthmark, but it's just like it looks like a scrape on my shin. Does that mean like maybe I potentially got my leg cut off or something? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Well, what would that be?
Well, I didn't look at yours. I just look in general.
I'm just
you have to research your own shit.
In generalities, I mean, like I didn't know if you happened to.
They didn't give me anything for scrapes.
Well, because point I was trying to make was that not everything has like a shape. We kind of, I mean, like Lucas on his stomach.
Well, I was going to get to that.
We see that. That's not necessarily what it is. That's our mind.
It's a birthmark, though.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, like the shaping or whatever.
I'm gonna walk in and be like, "Bitch, what's my name?"
She's gonna be like, 2 rings.
If she says that,
you know what?
I'm gonna be like freaking the fuck out.
How about this?
There's a version of you somewhere that has a birthmark that looks like that. I'm telling you, it looks like a figure 8.
Like 2 rings locked up.
That's exactly what it
like
looks like.
Like the infinity symbol.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Where's my infinity gauntlet, bitch?
Wow. Fuck,
give me the stones.
I want the stones. Bring me the stones.
Bring me the stones.
Jesus Christ. Damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, walk in and say, "What's my name?" And if she says 2 titties, they're like, "Oh shit." She might too. Why are we assuming that the psychic is a female? Is that a female dominated?
I mean, I know there are males, but I
there
think
are males. I think the most famous one is Chip Coffey, who
I wouldn't trust a male.
Well, he's a gay male.
What the fuck does that mean? I ain't wanting him to suck my dick.
Well, you said you don't trust regular males. He's a little bit more feminine.
I'm not going to trust a male psychic. I'm putting that out there. I would prefer a gypsy even. I would prefer someone with like a head wrap of some sort.
They
maybe some big hoop earrings.
Wraps at the place.
No big hoop earrings.
He's like, I need know a little more about you. Can you please unzip your pants?
I need to know what you're packing.
You drop your dick on the table like plomp. All right, I'm sorry. Proceed.
No, that's okay.
Proceed.
And I don't have any birthmarks. Logan doesn't have any birthmarks. And
for the back of his head.
Oh, but I mean, like not one like Lucas. You know what Logan had when Logan was born. The nurses said that he had an angel kiss on the back of his neck.
Is that a clinical term?
That's what she called it. I don't know if it's clinical or not. But he had the angel kiss, and when I looked up the meanings of the angel kiss, it says that this person is cherished by heaven and is often bestowed with great talents and gifts. Which, I mean, he's a smart motherfucker, so it'll be interesting to see how he
develops.
Yeah, develops and does whatever. But it's like, for me, that doesn't have a birthmark. It just, in this instance, means that either it's our first incarnation, which they say is probably not possible, or that we've died of natural causes. You know,
are you familiar with a starseed?
No.
You don't know what a starseed is?
Is that an alien?
Let me blend my world with yours, okay?
Is that like fucking
that's when
ego?
That's when somebody
that alien come?
Yeah, it's like ego. He's planting his seeds on all these planets.
What I understand it is it could be two things. It could be like what you're saying, or it could be in the reincarnation type aspect. Somebody from a different planet than us or a different dimension than us gets reincarnated to our planet. And what I read, and I mean, it was on the internet, so it's reputable as fuck. What I read was that typically people or creatures or entities or whatever in other planets or dimensions are higher conscious than us.
Sure.
And if they fucked up in their life, they're sent to us to pretty much fucking figure out what it's like to be a human and have a shit existence for a little while and kind of try to elevate themselves to that plane or whatever by figuring out, like going through the suffering to get to the fucking, like figuring it out almost like
this is the minor leagues.
This is like punishment, like when you send your kid to your room or something. That's Earth.
Well, that's pretty much what I read too, is that when you die, you go to heaven, and it's basically like school. You learn about what you did in this life, what you want to do in the next life. You learn from it, and then you come back. You come back as where you want to go, basically.
Do you remember that episode we did where we talked about reincarnation? It was a long time ago. And we said, what if it was like we were sitting in an airport, and it was movies, and we were reincarnated in movies? I forget. I
do not remember that.
Yeah. And like they were popping up on the board, and then when like different titles would pop up, we'd shoot into that fucking movie. I mean, it sounded like we were fucking high as giraffe pussy, because that's I don't know why the fuck we would be talking about that, but I do remember we did have that premise.
So going back to Lucas's birthmark, because he has it on his stomach. I always joke that it looks like a pirate ship, and I also said it looked like a Polish eagle.
I don't see the pirate ship.
Well, because it has like a mast in the middle, and then it has like the two things that go like, it looks like the bow and the stern.
I always say it looks like an eagle head. Like you can see just the head and the beak of an eagle.
See, and I think it looks more like the head and then the wings.
No, I don't see wings.
All right, well, we'll take a picture and put it online, and people could tell me what they think.
Y'all have thought a lot about birthmarks.
No, it looks like when he was born, I was like, damn, he got a straight up eagle head on him. He looks like a superhero, man.
I don't even know if my kids got birthmarks. I don't know.
None? Nothing?
You can't not miss Lucas's
Yeah, it's
birthmark.
right on his stomach. It's like on his ribs.
It's there all the time.
Which I guess could mean that like he got carried off by a giant fucking eagle in some prehistoric...
Well, they say that if it's in the shape of an animal, that just means that they have a connection to that specific animal. For instance, for the eagle, it's divine spirit, sacrifice, connection to creator, intelligence, renewal, courage, illumination of spirit, healing, creation, freedom, and a risk taker.
Well, the risk taker I would agree with.
Oh, for sure. And then also there has to do with colors, too. Like his is brown. So it says it's considered to be an auspicious omen for a successful and bountiful life. So hopefully... Cool. That the kids, like with Logan's angel kiss, between his angel kiss and Lucas's eagle brown birthmark, they in for good things.
He's going to be a YouTube star.
We'll see. But there's a doctor.
Told him about that last week, too.
I was reading about this guy. His name's Dr. Stevenson, Dr. Ian Stevenson, and he did studies.
Who's he?
He's done studies with kids, and they're usually from the ages from 2 to 6 where they can talk and their mind hasn't been corrupted by their family, basically. So like they think and they know where they're from in a different life. So in 35% of the cases that he's talked to kids, they've had a birthmark that coincides with the way that they have died. Like there was a kid when he was little, he said he had gotten shot by a shotgun and he had in the chest and he had a birthmark.
The kid said that?
Yeah.
That's fucking creepy.
So, and then he had a birthmark on his chest that looked like
buckshot or something?
Yeah, like buckshots.
Shut up. That's a horrible birthmark.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, I'd be scraping that shit off.
I don't think it works that way.
I don't know.
But
just keep rubbing.
Get this buckshot shit off me.
I also looked up a few stories that I want to read you guys. I think is interesting.
Oh, please. I love this. This is fantastic.
I just think it's interesting. This
extra fucking credit for the Duchess this week.
This is just interesting to me. I love researching paranormal stuff. It's just fucking awesome.
When you watch enough of it.
Right. Okay, so this first story is about a different birthmark that I came across. And it says, when I was a kid, I used to go around saying I was shot and killed by a poison arrow that grazed my arm. I don't remember saying this, but according to my parents, I said it every day, often crying about it and lamenting on about how I couldn't save my son or something like that. I'm still skeptical about it, but I have a birthmark in the shape of a large line on my upper right arm. Kind of a cool coincidence. So this guy doesn't remember telling the stories, but his parents were telling him that he has told the stories.
So what that means is that he was in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Hunting fucking lions. And got murked. And he had to go to that purple fucking place where all the lions was in the trees and shit.
But they say too, because when you're saying that he's talking to kids that are between the ages of 2 and 6, that's usually when kids also have paranormal experiences too.
You know what?
Because that's how old Logan was when he was seeing that shadow.
Well, not to discount that, because I mean, like, that was a real thing that happened in our particular family. So, right. I mean, like, anecdotally, we might be biased, but also between the ages of 2 and 6, kids are fucking liars.
Yeah, but
Jason laughs. He knows. Fucking kids will bullshit you, man. Kids, Lucas, man. If Lucas tells me it's fucking raining, I better go look, man. Like that motherfucker will lie about the shirt that he's wearing that you can see with your 2 eyes. He will fucking tell you it's not the color it is. Like that motherfucker lies just to hear his voice.
Well, yeah, but the kids that are saying these things either don't come from a religious background and they're talking about this kind of thing, or don't have any
familiarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard
with what they're doing.
It's a fucked up word.
So they just come out of nowhere with this information, and it's almost like they don't know where they get it from. But I should have asked Lucas when we were in the bathroom, because after I was reading about this,
what the fuck did you ask that kid?
I asked him. I said, "Hey, Lucas," I said, "Were you anybody before you were Lucas Wetsky?"
If you didn't, don't put that in his brain.
I did. I said, "Were you anybody before you were Lucas Wetsky?" And he goes, "I don't remember." He didn't say no.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't remember."
That's her fucking going, so you say there's a chance.
I was just curious, I was just curious, because he's never said anything to make me think that he was anybody else but himself. He's never said anything to me like that. And if he has, it didn't register at the time. But here's another story. They labeled it The Farmer. And it's a mom telling a story about her son. And she says, when my son was 5, we were all eating lunch at a popular restaurant that has old farming equipment on the walls. As we
Cracker Barrel.
Maybe. Buy a shirt while you're there. As we were sitting... That's where her whole closet is from.
Shout out to you, Beth.
Hey, Lady Beth. As we were sitting at our table waiting for our plates to be delivered, my son casually pointed to a complicated piece of equipment and began to explain to me what it was and what it was specifically used for when harvesting.
How fucking complicated could it be if it's hanging on the goddamn wall of a restaurant?
Well, I mean, he shouldn't have known what it was for.
It's a fucking saw blade.
Well, he shouldn't have known that it was for harvesting. Unless his parents are farmers and do that shit. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, they just come out of the blue with this shit. So my husband and I stared at him in confusion, and I said, "Hunter, how do you know this?" His answer sent shivers down my spine and has caused me to rethink what may be possible with our journeys as souls. I'm not sure. I just know that blade was sharp, though. And then he shivered to himself as if remembering something horrible before lifting his peanut butter sandwich.
Jason and I just locked skeptical hippo eyes across this table, just fucking zoned in and shared a moment with our skepticism to combine a fucking major skeptical hippo right on this table right now. I don't know. That sounds like, I know that's your deal, and I mean, it's entertaining to me, but I mean, it just sounds like some fucking bullshit.
Well, when I come back in my next life, I'm gonna fuck you up.
You probably will, man. You probably fuck me up in this one.
And what do you say?
I ever end up missing? I mean, we got it documented on the fucking internet, man. Look to you first.
Well, we got to figure out your birthmark first.
I don't have one, but I got that mysterious scar on the back of my head.
That could be something.
That's aliens.
But
yeah, it could.
You got your homing beacon in there.
Hey, sometimes, dude, I feel like I have seizures sometimes, man. I'm just like, she'll be like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. They might be calling me.
Stupid.
Ears start ringing and shit. I mean, I'm dying in some form or fashion.
Well, we all are.
We're slowly dying every day. Every second. We're dying right now.
I know.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
A little more right now.
Bitch, I'm a minute deader than I was a minute ago.
That's why you hate coming over here. Because you're like, fuck, stories. Man. Wasting all my alive time at your house.
Well, I only got a couple more because I didn't want to take up the whole part. But
this
one's interesting, too, because it says, my 4-year-old nephew talks about being on the Titanic all the time. He said he was with... What?
No, it's just funny that he picks the Titanic.
The Titanic.
I handpicked these for a reason.
Why? What was the reason?
Because it's all relatable stuff. It's relatable to the birthmarks. It's relatable to the kids not knowing what things are, but still can explain them.
So this bitch was pregnant, and her favorite fucking movie was Titanic, and she watched it all the time when she was pregnant. Now this kid comes out, and he's like, I'm fucking Jack, and there was room for me on that goddamn board, and that bitch let me fucking die.
Maybe.
Sorry, proceed. You're the only one at this table with notes.
I know. And then okay, so I'm going to start over.
Please do.
All right, so he's 4, and he talks about being on the Titanic. He said he was with his wife and that it was really cold. And every time he watches a movie with boats or bodies of water, he gets freaked out and wants to turn it off. He says he misses some lady but refuses to say her name.
Rose.
Probably was Rose. But that also, like, when Logan was born and he was getting older and he was in the bathtub, I could dump buckets on that kid's head. Didn't give a fuck. Loved it. Wanted to play in the tub all the time. Lucas doesn't like water in his face. Doesn't like the kids.
Kids are
Did your kids ever give you a hard time about pouring water on their face? Like playing in the tub
girls
or whatever?
did. Jackson doesn't really care.
He'll
wipe it out, but...
All kids are different. I mean, just because one was one, and I mean, like, fucking, you like Brussels sprouts. Do you, Jason?
Fuck no.
No,
unless they got lots of bacon.
You must have been a
non-Brussels
sprout.
Oh, those are good then.
You must have been a Brussels sprout farmer in the past life because you like them and he doesn't.
I might have been. Who knows? I don't know. But I just think stuff like that's interesting because
it is interesting. Oh, it's entertaining.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why he doesn't like water, and he's always been like that. It's not like, I was like, okay, so maybe with his birthmark, maybe he got stabbed and drowned somewhere.
Because it's a pirate ship. I mean,
that's what I think it looked like.
Fucking before. Jack Sparrow, right?
Maybe he's Jack Sparrow. So this one I picked out for you.
For who, me?
For Chris.
What do you mean?
My friend's little girl said to her family when she was 2, I came to Earth this time to see what it's like to be a human. And I love having hands. It's so great.
Ooh.
This kid is only 5, but she really is weirdly wise, and I can't explain it. I saw her today, and she seems like she knows much more than most people with regard to sensitivity and perception.
It's fucking badass.
Mm-hmm. And that goes back to what you were saying, though.
Starseed.
Mm-hmm. You go away for a little bit, and then you come back.
See, and that's why I think that, like, organized religion isn't complete bullshit. I think it's based on something. And it's so old that it's based on old ideas that people at that time maybe didn't have the, wherewithal to actually describe what the fuck was happening or what they were experiencing or, any of that. So, like, it went down that road and it's been all interpreted and, reinterpreted and all that over the course of time. And I think there might be some truth to it.
Sure.
Buried in all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of like Chinese telephone.
Well, I mean, like, when you die, you might not go to a fucking heaven where it's, a city in the clouds where you walk through some big gates and this and that. But, I mean, you probably do go somewhere because, I mean, like, they say that, like, we're all made up of energy and energy doesn't stop. It just transfers. So, I mean, like, the energy doesn't stop. It goes somewhere. So, I mean, maybe we do go to fucking Cloud City. I mean, maybe we fucking see Lando Calrissian. He's fucking Jesus. I don't fucking know. Maybe there is a task force with fucking Jesus Jesus and the what you calls and shit, the Astars and whatever. We don't fucking know. And when we do, it'll be too late to tell anybody.
Well, they do studies with, when people go into cardiac arrest at the hospital or something and they're clinically dead for minutes or whatever.
Flatliners. 1987. With Kevin Bacon, I believe.
But some of them, when they come back, they ask.
No, Kiefer Sutherland.
Where were you for the 3 minutes that you were clinically dead? And they either say they're floating over their body. They can say what happened in the room. And when you're pronounced clinically dead, technically there's no blood flowing. So you should have no memories, no thoughts. So to come back after being clinically pronounced dead and to say things like, what the nurses were doing or if this person was in the room or not is interesting to them. So they study that kind of thing too, because realistically you shouldn't have any memories or thoughts while you're dead.
Yeah, unless it's like an astral projection type scenario, like in Doctor Strange. Like how he could like be above his body and shit. You know?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, maybe.
And
maybe it's that type of scenario.
And then you just hover there, and then either you choose to go up to wherever you're going, or you choose to come back. Because sometimes it's like in the sense of time too, where you can feel like you're gone for 3 years, but you're really only gone for 5 minutes.
Do that shit on mushrooms too.
And that was another thing that a couple people had said is that basically they just had their life in review, and then they had a second chance.
I would like that. I always said that after seeing Ready Player One, and they went to that thing where his whole life was movies in a museum type thing. I was like, that's fucking the dopest thing about that movie to me, man. I would love to just be able to go back and watch shit that I did. Shit, we got to make. I wasn't really excited to do this. I mean, I was going to do it for you, but now we got to make plans to go fucking do this, man. And it's even cooler if you're going to be fucking involved too, because then for the first time ever, we'll do things as a show.
Yeah, and I think it'd be interesting because, I mean, there are certain religions that don't believe in reincarnation or they shouldn't believe in it. And
Christianity being one of them.
Yeah, we're not supposed, but because I know that resurrection and reincarnation are totally two different things. So I just think it'd be interesting to see what you get out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I don't believe in...
You're skeptic, not because you're religion or anything. It's just, you're skeptic. And I've never been a skeptic. He's a pretty big skeptic when it comes
to... I walk the line. I'm open.
Yeah.
I'm open to anything. That's the thing, man.
I've had a lot of dream visitations from my grandparents, like, throughout the years.
That's crazy.
Those are interesting to me. And sometimes we talk and sometimes we don't. And I think that's cool.
I don't see nobody.
No?
I invite that shit. That's what I always tell her. I'm like, it's so fucked up that these things happen to you because, like, I invite it. Like, I'm like,
come to my dreams anytime, but don't be standing in the hallway when I get up to use the bathroom or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be standing there like a creep and freak me the fuck out and make me piss on myself. But I mean, like, I invite that. Like, bring it on. I want to know because, that's the whole thing with me. I want to know because I don't want to fucking be open and be skeptical and be. I want to know. Like, I have a problem with faith. And I think that's because I'm a damaged human. Like, I don't have trust in people. I don't have faith in people. Like, I'm a fucking damaged product of this world. So I don't have blind faith to just say, well, gotta believe. You just show me, tell me. That's what I want to know.
Well, a lot of people choose their own path because, like, with my mom passing away, it's like, I'm not going to be angry at God because he took her from me. She chose the life that she chose, and that's why she's gone now.
Right.
And I'm a big numbers person. I don't know if I've said this before, but I believe a lot in numbers, too. You're looking at me weird.
No, I'm just looking at you.
That's just his face.
But I don't know if I mentioned this.
What does that mean, though?
What, numbers?
Well, I know what numbers mean, babe. And I know, I know because I live with you. I mean, you can tell the story or whatever. But what significance does that play?
I'm not sure. That's something else I want to do some research on because I don't know what it is. And I never really thought about it until there were so many coincidences. Like my mom, my dad, my mom, and me are all born in January. We're all 5 days apart. His birthday is 1/6. My mom's is 1/11. Mine is 1/16. Logan's is 11/16. Lucas's is 1/8, which is half of 16. So it's like stuff like that is interesting to me, And then with my Judge, because my Judge was my maternal grandfather, and he played 138 in the lottery all the time. No idea what it means. Just always played 138. My Busha died March 13th, 2008. 138. And then when my mom passed away, she's like, does the 31st mean anything to you? And I'm like, no, not really. It's just a day. But then when I'm thinking about it, because she's like, well, sometimes the number can be transposed. So there's the 31 and the 13 again. And then so the numbers are transposed, but still 1 and 3.
Where was the 13 from?
My Busha, my Judge's lottery numbers.
Oh.
Because he played 138 in the lottery. And then my Busha died March 13th, 2008, which is 313, and then 8.
So he played the numbers after the fact or before?
No, he's played them his whole life.
Oh, okay.
He's played those numbers his whole life.
So you mean maybe? Well, that's an
It's just a coincidence.
That's a even
It's just
weirder
a coincidence.
Thought. So the thought I just had was maybe subliminally, it's almost like his clock. Like he knew that was the date, and he was.
But that was for my Busha.
But I mean,
he had died in 2000 and...
We were dating for like 5 minutes. I remember.
He died on November 29th, so that's another 11.
Yeah, we had maybe been dating for like 3 weeks when that happened, I remember.
Yeah, because you came to the hospital with me.
Yeah.
But then when I was thinking about it, too, that's when the 31 came to me as a 13, and then we also celebrated my Judge's birthday on Halloween every year, which is the 31st. And then my brother has a 13 tattooed on his elbow. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, we were just at Richie's for Friday the 13th, and we also had to get 13s. And I was like, 1-3.
Well, 13 is a big, lucky, tattoo thing. Right. Lucky
yeah, well, they were
13.
just there on Friday the 13th. It's just, it could be all coincidences or whatever, but I just thought it was really interesting.
I mean, that's cool.
Because she was in hospice for 5 days. So, and it's like, she picked that day,
I don't think she picked.
Well, I mean, they can hang on for as long as they want to. She waited for my brother to get there before she went because he came and she was gone within 10 minutes. But it's just, the number thing to me is just, it's a weird coincidence that everything surrounding me is like always the same.
Oh, and that might
numbers.
be...
And even our zip code, what's our area code?
813.
813. It's like I should be here.
Well, fucking duh.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. but going through a paranormal stuff too, when I wanted to bring all this up, it just so happens, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Amityville, like the horror house, the Amityville House of Horrors.
I've never been to a horror house.
Horror.
Horror.
They did a big movie about it. It's not a big
I know what Amityville is, babe.
So Lorraine Warren died.
Who is
today? She is one of the most famous paranormal investigators. They were a tag team. It was Ed and Lorraine Warren, and she was the medium psychic, so she could talk to ghosts and stuff. And today she passed away at the age of 92. So it's just kind of weird that I wanted to bring all this stuff. You think she knew it was coming
since she could talk to him?
No.
You think they told her? Hey, today's the day, bitch. Pack your fucking bags.
But at 92 years old, that woman, she led such a long life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a pretty full life.
But I just thought it was like, I don't wish death upon anybody, but I think it was kind of cool that it's like I wanted to bring all this up today, and then she ended up passing away. But the movies The Conjuring are based on their real life investigations that they have been.
We've never watched any of those.
No, I've never seen
I've never seen them either, but I kind of want to.
Maybe we'll check them out.
Maybe
I've
we'll
heard
check
they're
them
freaky.
out.
She's turned into a big pussy in her old age
Because
when I first met her,
it now.
when I first met her, she was horror queen. She wanted to watch every fucking
I was a
scary
horror
movie.
queen.
Horror,
not whorehouse.
We still got the Freddy Krueger box set, don't we?
I bought her that for our first Christmas together. I bought her the whole box set of Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And I hate Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of don't now. Like, see, that's different. Like, because back then, I hated all that shit. Like, she used to drag me to Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the movie theater and fucking all them scary movies, and I hated it, dude. And now I'm kind of digging it, and she's like, I can't watch it. I won't be able to go to sleep.
Well, it's just so different now than what it is. And with all the, I don't know, it's like...
Well, I used to like horror movies back in the day, too. Like me and
but they were more
my buddy
gore movie.
Gary and some other friends from high school and stuff. Like, we used to always watch horror movies, but I don't like the horror movies now just because they're so graphic.
How so?
They make it look more real now than...
Well, it's technology.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, to me, that doesn't... Like slasher flicks back in the day, like
right, when
they're more funny than now. You're like, that's really scary as fuck. Like, why would I want to watch that? I don't know. Like,
I see what you're saying, because that's kind of why I won't watch the Purge movies, because like that kind of fucks me up a little bit, because I think
it could happen.
Well, yeah, I think it could happen, but it's like you're saying, it's like fucking realistic type shit. Like, you ever see that movie The Strangers?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm. That movie fucked me up when that came on, dude, because they were all wearing a masks and shit. Yeah. I used to walk by, dude, every time when I'd be going like upstairs and shit, I'd be walking by like looking through the peephole, making sure no one's standing on the fucking porch and shit. Like that shit fucked me up.
Yeah, like the way they are now, I don't know. It's just like, how fucked up do you have to be to think about some of the shit that they make? You know what I mean? Like, like Human Centipede and like all that kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like just weird, like fucking
I like
crazy ass shit.
I like the funny horror movies, like the Ice Cream
Campy
Man
shit.
and like Ice Cream Man.
Campy B-movie.
Yeah.
Sleepaway
like
Camp
Ticks.
shits.
You ever see Ticks where the ticks get into the weed fields and then they're like pumping the weed full of steroids and they eat the weed.
Seth
and
Green,
then,
dude.
They turn into these huge monster ticks or whatever.
Yeah.
Seth Green and Alfonso Ribeiro.
Mm-hmm. Those are the kind of movies that I liked that were funny. But now they're so realistic. I'm just like, I'll go to sleep and see the nun in my dreams. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
and that's just from seeing the commercials.
Which is on HBO, and I want to check it out. And she's like, fucking.
The Exorcist is probably the movie closest to that I've seen, like scary wise.
Yeah.
But that it freaks me out because I feel like shit like that happened. That people they get possessed by demons.
It very well could. And you know what? When I was reading, because I got a little sneak tip that you were going to want to talk about this, so I was looking at stuff, and with the reincarnation thing, I read something again on the internet, so credible as fuck, and I think it might have even been Wikipedia, so that's an extra stamp of approval.
Right.
But like separate entities can reincarnate too, like. Mm-hmm. A demon can reincarnate, or a fucking they went off the cuff and they said like fucking mythical creatures can fucking reincarnate. Some motherfuckers think they're unicorns and fucking minotaurs and shit. And I'm like, no, that's just goddamn retarded kids, man. Like that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But
you can create your own poltergeist if you have so much negative energy. It disconnects from your physical body. You can create a poltergeist.
Like me?
Yeah, you can create a poltergeist because if you have like a lot of negative energy. Well, you don't do it on purpose. It's subconscious. You don't do it on purpose.
Nah, I can't do that. Give me too much credit. I can't do that. Plus, I'm a happy-go-lucky
Well, I wouldn't
person.
want you to fucking do that.
Right?
It's creepy as fuck.
You're creepy as fuck.
But the other thing is, too, like the Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed Warren died in 2006.
Ed and Lorraine sounds creepy.
They were creepy. They were paranormal investigators.
I mean, that sounds like something from a horror movie. Like you're saying, like that's the house where Ed and Lorraine used to live.
Well, I know how much you love Zach Baggins, but she's worked with him on a lot of cases too.
Automatically discredits her.
But they have a museum too in that movie Annabelle with that creepy fucking doll.
Shout out to Robert the Doll.
We talked about that before.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, shout out to Robert the Doll.
There's an Annabelle too.
Oh, there is an actual Annabelle.
There's an Annabelle
I thought Annabelle was based on Robert.
It might have been, but there's also Annabelle the doll. I don't remember what we talked about on that. But they have her in their museum.
Dolls are creepy as fuck, dude.
They're creepy anyway.
That was my thing when I was a kid. I've talked about this on the podcast like a long time ago, but that movie Ghoulies back in.
I remember the name. I don't remember what it was about.
I know you're a video store guy, so you would remember the cover because it was the little green dude coming out of the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
That I do remember. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, the movie was all these kids that were at a mansion, and they did a fucking. I don't know why they were even there. I don't remember at this point, but they were doing a seance or something because when you're in high school and you're in a mansion, then that's what you do. You do a fucking seance, and they summoned all these demons and shit, and two of them were trying to fuck, which you're gonna die if you fuck in a horror movie. So they're in the bed and they're fucking and shit, and this doll's in the corner of the room, and it's like a jester with a porcelain face, and the thing starts like you see it in the background sitting in the thing, and
then you see it move,
and then you see it move, and they're like stepping up, and it's like coming up and shit, and it fucking shoots these ribbons off its arm and strangles this bitch and shit, but it's got this face, man. Like I'll show you.
That doesn't move.
So you remember Puppet Master?
I do remember Puppet Master.
Was there a movie called Tommy Knockers?
Yeah. That's Stephen
King.
All right, that's what I remember. Those little ones, those little guys.
Keep going. I'm going to pull this up for you.
Ghoulies. Oh yeah, that motherfucker. Wasn't he the one in the fridge too? Did he get in the fridge?
The fridge. I don't remember.
I remember.
I think you're thinking about Gremlins.
Oh shit!
Look at that thing. That fucked me up when I was a kid because the face doesn't move, the expression doesn't change.
Right.
Look at those eyes and that mouth and shit, man. And then it shoots these fucking ribbons out and chokes you with. Dude, it was fucked up.
That's crazy.
There was another scene in that movie too that I dug because it was like a titty bitch. It was like a titty demon, and
Google titty demon.
The jock of the fucking the group. He comes downstairs and there's this fucking like titty bitch in a little dress and shit, and he goes over and she starts kissing him, and they're making out, and then his eyes go. Or like he like bugs out and shit, and she's like her tongue turns into this big thick ass fucking like dick tongue, and like it's got him.
It's down there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that fucking.
I was looking at that.
Look at that crazy bitch, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah. And the movie was so dumb, but when I think I was like 8 when I saw this.
Well, I mean, that was back in the day. I mean, that would be a pretty scary movie, I'm sure.
But look at the effects now, dude. Look at that shit. And at the time, they were probably like, and these movies are so realistic now. Like, look at the fucking thing. That looks like My Pet Monster, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, this guy, that was the guy on the cover that I told you in the fucking toilet.
That's crazy. It's a fish ghoulie.
You know, dude. You're a fucking video store guy, dude. I knew you knew exactly
I
what
used
that
to
was.
see all those things.
But that's all I got on paranormal stuff today. Well, you want to talk about weed?
Thank you for your contributions.
You're welcome. This is I just think it's so interesting. And I've had experiences myself, you know, like I said, with the dream visitations and when we lived in Glenwood in the big house.
Do you think that's
stuff used to get moved around?
Well, do you think that's... And I meant, excuse me, I meant to tell you to say this when you were talking about all that. But do you think it's like with the numbers and all that? Do you think that it's like the birthmarks where you're looking at it and you're seeing something and your mind is creating it because you want it to be that, and you're filling a box that you want to create because it's somehow comforting to you to see that or whatever?
I wasn't looking for it though. I wasn't looking for it in the beginning, and then it just all the coincidences added up to me, and that's when I started really getting into researching the stuff.
Or even like the dreams. Like, I
don't think about them all the time though. So when they pop into my dreams, it's like, you know, it's not like they were on my mind or anything.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you think that there's a possibility it could just be a dream?
Yeah, it could be.
You know, it's not an active person with an agenda, or not a person, but an active, like, you know, consciousness or whatever with an agenda that's coming to communicate with you.
It could be, but I have very vivid dreams. So like if we're talking and we hug, I feel the hug. Like I see, I dream in color, I smell, I taste. No.
Because sometimes when you're sleeping, I try to fucking, you know, put the moves on you and
you punch me in the back because I'm snoring.
That's you do that a lot, but I do try to put the moves on you too a lot while you're sleeping. So
you probably get a foot in your dick.
If I had a foot in my dick, I would be very upset.
No, but I don't know. I just dream very vividly. I don't know, but it feels real to me in the moment.
Well, I mean, I guess that's really all that matters, because I mean, like when people, talking about weed, it's 420, and people talk about drugs and drug experiences, with hallucinogenics and things like that. They're like, well, it's not just real, it's the drugs. But I mean, like if it's happened to you, it's fucking real. I mean, like it's happening in your perception of that reality. You. So I mean, it kind of to a degree, it is real. So I mean, whether or not it's real or not, it's real to you. So it's fucking real.
Right, that's what I mean. There's no way to prove or disprove that they're visiting. It's just this is what I feel and this is what I hear. And sometimes we talk, and sometimes it's like, I don't know if anybody else has ever had dreams where it's like you see this person across the room, but you just can't get to them, and they just keep walking somewhere, and you try to follow them, and then
usually it's a porn scenario where that happens.
Them. So you're like just like walking around following.
So like the bitch walks in, but then she keeps walking towards you, but she never gets there, and you're like, Jason's
got this giant fucking Cialis boner in his hand, and he's chasing this girl, and he can't never get to her, and he's like, what am I going to do with this fucking dick?
Hurry before it gets soft.
And then Beth looks over and sees the sheet going like this. Like, and then, was that American Beauty with Kevin Spacey? And
yeah.
His wife costs him, catches him jerking off, and he's like, well, you never fucking put out.
He's completely valid.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, if you ever want some crazy ass dreams, I think I've talked about it before on the show, but if you're a smoker and you're trying to quit cigarettes, take Chantix, and that shit will give you some dreams.
That's why my mom stopped taking it, because she tried to quit smoking, and she had to stop taking it because
I guess
of
a lot
dreams.
of people were committing suicide too.
Holy shit.
So multiple people that I work with were on it at one time trying to quit, and they all had to quit Chantix because it was turning them psychotic.
Yep.
Like literally psychotic. Like they had to go to their doctor and like get off the shit. Like,
well, nowadays, because I took it, and it's hard to smoke a cigarette now even if I ever want one.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
But you dip though. But you dip though.
Yeah, but that's different. It's different.
It's different?
Yeah, because like seriously, like I'll go to every now and then, like if I'm drinking real heavy or something, I may be like, hey, can I bum a cigarette or something? Because that's when I want it.
Right.
Like now I don't, just want it. Like I used to always want cigarettes all the time.
Dude, I haven't smoked since 2001, and if we drink long enough, I'll be like, man, I want a fucking cigarette.
We used to get those clove cigarettes.
I do slip up sometimes just to, and
a cigar don't count.
It's usually around the holidays. I'll do cigars and shit to kind of fill the void. But
I
know what you mean. It's drinking, man. I don't know what it is about drinking.
Yeah.
That's my friend Christine. She doesn't smoke unless she's drinking, but she's also a hillbilly.
I was going to say that's country shit, dude. I only smoke when I drink.
But yeah,
and I drink all the time.
But yeah, if I try to smoke a cigarette now, I usually smoke about maybe half of it, even if that. And yeah, it's just it even tastes like nasty. And
I thought it tasted nasty to begin with. That's why I never did it.
But when I went back to the doctor, because I told him, I wanted to try to quit dipping, and I said, well, I know I took Chantix back in the day, and that helped me quit cigarettes. And they're like, yeah, well, we really don't prescribe that as much anymore. They're like, if you want to, since you've taken it back in the day, they're like, we will prescribe it to you. Yeah. But they said we only do it for I guess up to 2 months supply, and then after that you can't take it for a while before they give it back to you again. If you still want to take it.
Well, what kind of dreams was it giving you? Do you remember anything?
One of the craziest ones I remember.
You were jerking off a werewolf?
No.
That would have been cool.
No, I don't remember where I was going. I was in a van. And
down by the river.
Was it your van?
No, I don't remember. I just remember it was a van.
Being in a van.
Just being in a van.
And
it
said free candy on it.
We're flying down the road, and next thing I know, there's this baby in the van with me. Like not baby, but like maybe
kid.
Maybe like 2 years old enough to walk or whatever.
But you didn't know who it was?
But he opens up the door, and then he's got a bow and arrow on it. Like he's got
It's Hawkeye.
like baby Hawkeye. But yeah, and like he opens up the van door, and then he starts shooting arrows at people like as we're going down the road.
Whoa.
And they were trying to like shoot him or something. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
That's the kind of baby you want on your side, though. I mean, you definitely want him in your van.
Yeah, that is true. You don't want him shooting arrows at your ass.
That was a good scenario. You got him on your side.
But yeah, I mean, that's the one I remember
Cupid.
most. But
was this baby
was he wearing a diaper?
You'd have hearts on the end of them.
With their wings.
He held one leg up as he shot.
But yeah, no, like
trying to find love.
It was just weird. Like, and I remember I used to get lots of them like that, where they were just off the wall crazy shit. And like I would like wake up, and like I'm never a person. Like I do get hot when I sleep, but I never wake up like sweating or anything.
I wish I could say
and
that.
Dude, I would wake up and I'd be in like the bed would be wet, and like I'd just be like, and I'd literally jump out of bed. Like something would happen in the dream that I would go. And then just like wake up.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
You know what?
But other than that, I don't have dreams that I remember.
I don't either. I don't really even dream.
I dream every night.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. Start a dream journal. I want to know what you're fucking dreaming about.
Okay. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't.
That's why the journal comes into play.
I can't write while I'm asleep, dumbass.
But yeah, that drug was like dream roulette. You never knew what was going to happen, man.
And that makes me want to kind of try it. Like I want to see what would happen. Like I've always wanted to get Alpha Brain because of that from Rogan, because he said if you take it before bed, like you got these crazy dreams. And
really?
Yeah, I always wanted to get it for that reason, but it's
because it kind of keeps your brain going as you're.
Maybe maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Like it just fires something on that part of your brain and
your neurons or whatever.
Yeah, or electrons even,
or neutrons,
Ho ho! All the ons are
ions.
On. Now, Jay, were you just on this Chantix, or were you doing that in addition to like fucking smoking weed and shit like that? Where you
No, I was just taking that for that. Like I wasn't taking any other medications that I remember. Okay. Yeah, it was just that, and that was a crazy ride.
Crazy enough, right?
Yeah.
My dad had to quit smoking, and what he did was he would put his cigarette butts in a little bit of water, and then if he wanted a cigarette, he would smell the jar, and it smelled so gross that he didn't want to smoke.
It's not a bad method, to get your brain to associate nasty with it.
He had to quit smoking and he quit drinking, so it was.
That's tough, man. That's what we said. Was a problem. With your mom when she went in the hospital, she had to quit both at the same time simultaneously, and that's fucking. Dude, that's tough. You know how hard it is to quit smoking and how hard it is to quit drinking, dude, and have to do them both at the same time. Right. That's fucking. And you have a medical issue, like that's fucking tough.
She had a lot of medical issues.
Well, and I mean the way that medicine worked was because what it does is it completely shuts off the nicotine receptors in the brain. So I'm wondering if it's almost like your body starts going through
withdrawal symptoms,
nicotine withdrawal, even though, because what I did was I took the medication, then I tried to slowly wean myself off the cigarettes, which I did. I didn't smoke cigarettes. Well, like I said, to this day, I still don't really smoke cigarettes unless it's one every so often. Like I said, I don't even smoke the whole thing, but I just completely stopped, and then I stopped taking the medicine because I was like, I don't want a cigarette, you know, like. But I'm wondering if what it does is when it cuts off the nicotine receptors, I wonder if it makes your brain think you're going through withdrawal symptoms, and maybe that's why you're having the crazy ass dreams. I don't know. I don't know. But
there's so much about our brain that we don't know. Like, for as advanced as we are, we don't know not one fucking bit about what's going on inside us. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, one of the things I was telling you that I was watching last night, if I say the name of the show correctly, I'm sure you've seen it. It's called Weedakit. Weedakit. Okay.
Right. Is that a Vice thing?
It is a Vice thing.
Yeah,
it's on the Vice channel. I was watching they had like a, I guess because tomorrow's 420, they were running all kinds of stuff like that. But if you ever want to check it out, one of the episodes I was watching was season 2, episode 2, and that one was about CTE with football players.
That applies to me.
Because one of the people that was on the show was a guy that was playing for the Baltimore Ravens.
You remember his name?
He was a lineman, and it was Monroe something. But he was a big backer on trying to get. He actually put like $80,000 of his own money towards research to try to see if it would help with CTE and all that, because he was trying to get the NFL. But of course, the NFL's all against.
Sure.
That. And
you remember Bill Romanowski from the Broncos?
Yeah, I remember him. Yep.
He did that. He started before. I've heard Rogan talk about it. Like
he committed suicide, right?
No, he's alive.
Oh, he is. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You might be thinking of Junior Seau from the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Same era.
Sports.
Romanowski started a company called Neuro One for like nootropics and shit for your brain for that to like combat the effects of CTE, to like kind of counteract what it was or whatever. And Rogan was talking about he used to take that before he started creating Alpha Brain. Mm-hmm. But you're saying that the weed, they're working on the weed too.
Yeah. So, he was trying to put, like I said, this money up for this research and all that, because he was saying that he thinks that if players were able to use, he's not basically saying go out and smoke all, in the public and all.
They should.
But you can still take it in ways without having to smoke it. You could take it even in a pill or something as a liquid or what. Sure. Mm-hmm. But anyway, they brought another football player on that used to play for the Browns. I think it was he was a lineman as well, Schlesinger or something like that. Big old white dude.
Mark Schlereth?
No, not Schlereth. No. But
your tongue almost worked on that one.
Schlereth. But I forget his name. But he doesn't play professionally anymore. But yeah, like he was even saying, he's like, and his wife was in the background as he was talking to the host of the show or whatever. But he's like, it's horrible because like I have thoughts of murdering my family.
What?
He's like, I have thoughts of like just murdering anybody. He's like,
that's what they say.
He's like, sometimes I feel like I can't control my thoughts, which is horrible because I think of horrible things. He goes,
they say he's that like, kind of about Aaron Hernandez, who committed suicide in prison or whatever, but he was in for murder and that, and they said that, like if they could have did autopsy on his brain or whatever, like they might have been able to like get that dude off just because of, the fucking traumatic stress or whatever. And Junior Seau committed suicide too. That's what I said earlier. Like same thing, same principle. Like he had like fucking psychotic thoughts and shit. And I mean, I don't want to say luckily he only hurt himself, and didn't kill his family and shit. But I mean, that's common. Fucking UFC fighters, same thing, dude. They take all them hits to the head.
Well, it's anybody that takes multiple hits to the head.
Remember that dude War Machine? Fucking beat the shit out of his girlfriend. She was like that porn star or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking Christy Mack fucking destroyed that girl's face, man. Like that dude's in jail now too for that shit, But it's take them shots to the head, you get crazy, man.
Well, and they were even showing. It was interesting because, like, I mean, you hear about CTE, but you don't exactly know how it actually works in the brain. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
Well, okay. Well, so So they brought up a thing on the screen, and they were showing like, you know, little brain stems and brain cells and all that stuff. Well, basically what happens is, so if you look at, like, if you picture just like a circle, like almost a circle with a stem on the bottom of it, that then connects to the rest, you know, rest of the brain or whatever. So each one, there's these individual lines on the actual stem, and then there's all these little balls around it.
Okay.
Right? So every time your head gets hit and stuff, those balls move away from the stem, and then those lines start breaking and like crossing over each other. Like, it looks like a ladder when you first look at it, but then when you get hit multiple times, it starts breaking and like crossing over each other and all this stuff, which then stops the flow of basically the brain stem and causes it to die.
Ooh,
damn!
And so that's what CTE is. It's because, you know, when your head keeps getting
so what does the weed do to counteract that?
Well, what they're saying is that it, you know, it can help with a lot of. It's not going to repair it, but it can help with a lot of the side effects that they get. You know, like one of the side effects that this guy that was saying that, you know, he had thoughts of killing his family and stuff. Like, he started stuttering, and he's never stuttered in his life, but.
Wow.
Every now, and it even happened during the video, like a couple times he was stuttering.
No shit.
Yeah, like, and you know, that kind of stuff is stuff that, you know, marijuana can help with, you know, the side effects of the CTE or whatever, and could possibly slow down the degeneration of the CTE and stuff.
There's just so many things that it helps. Seizures. I heard it helps with Alzheimer's.
Oh yeah, there's
dementia.
lots of debilitating diseases that can,
and even CBD.
Yeah.
Which was explained to me because I was talking to I mean, and not that he's a fucking scientist by any means, but I was talking to Adam Simmons about it after they did that episode for us, and how Bobby was, you know, kind of like, just smoke the weed, and Adam's like, well, I do CBD and smoke weed, and I said, well, why? And I talked to you about this too, even, and what you had said was that when you smoke weed, you don't get as much of the CBD effect of it. You know, when you take the concentrated
THC,
right? You take the concentrated CBD, you just get straight fucking beneficial. You know, without the other. You know, the other might get a little bit of the beneficial, but you get the fucking psychoactive. You know what I mean? Take the fucking oil, you just get, it's like vitamins. You get straight.
It's the reverse. You get the vitamins without the psychoactive,
which isn't as fun, but I mean, it's it's fucking beneficial.
Right?
That's the
exactly.
stuff I like.
You know.
This has been your lesson in neuroscience with the hashtag no offense shows.
And ghost.
And then just real quick, if you want to hear about it, one of the other.
Of course. Jason.
These are my notes for the show. So.
You made notes?
No, this is just my text I sent you. So I'm just
You're going back and reading old texts.
My old text from last night or whatever.
Oh my God.
But
hey, you know what? It's a start. It's a fucking
Hey, it's something, right?
Fucking A, dude. Air bombs.
So this was the same show, Weed Etiquette, or Weediquette. Fucking, I'll get it right eventually. It was season 2, episode 6, and what they were doing was they were having people that were going through opiate withdrawals.
Oh yeah, that's big.
So, or it was people with opiate addictions,
sure.
But then, you know, they were going into so much detail about how these people get no help.
Oh, I was going to say, did they talk about that? That's one of the big pushes from pharmaceutical to keep weed illegal.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things I like about that show is he always does the bad stuff first. And then he goes into...
That's good. End on a positive note.
Yeah, and then he goes into how it can help or this or that, you know.
Who hosts that show? Is it anybody that we know? Like a famous dude, or is he just...
I don't know who he is. No,
Vice has a lot of good weed shows. They have like Bong Appetit, you know, with the cooking and stuff. And I forget who that guy...
That's delicious. Even though it's not a weed show, they're always high.
It's kind of... They like talk about cooking with weed a little bit, too. Mm-hmm. Action Bronson's a fucking shit. Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that's delicious. Is a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Do they make new episodes still?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry.
No. So anyway...
Talk about the opioid...
Yeah, the opioid crisis. So basically, if you want to get real good rehab, it's like $48,000 or some ridiculous amount.
It's fucked up.
They were talking about it in Maine because this is the state where they have this other thing that I'm going to go into in a minute.
Shout out to Hunter.
But, okay, so just trying to get my facts straight.
You are not making a good argument for what you're saying because you smoke weed and you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I didn't say.
That's just him. That has nothing to do with weed.
No, this is my own brain, my dumbass brain.
But it's supposed to be helping you.
Well,
he's not on it right
now. But okay, so anyway, so like I said, they go through all the details of how basically the healthcare system sucks, trying to get people help with the opioid crisis. So. Then they went to this camp in Maine, and this one guy was going, and they were talking to some different people that were there. But a lot of the people that were there, same reason, they got hooked on it from their doctors and stuff. That they either got they either got
pain management,
job at work, hurting their back.
So many stories start like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're technically done with their prescription or whatever, the doctor cuts them off, but now they're in even worse pain because they've been numb for so long. And now that they're not, they're also going through withdrawal from the opioids. But anyway, so basically what this place does, they called it a cabin rehab, but it's like 4 people that run it. It's a guy and his wife, and then 2 other people that worked there, and I think 2 of them were recovering addicts as well. And but yeah, so he goes in there, and he starts talking about, the first night, you're going to have the shits and throwing up, and and then the next night, that's when the body aches, and you're going to start feeling all your back pain, that and all that. So then they started, because the way they help him out through the processes through weed. So they give him these crazy amounts of dabs and concentrate. I think they called it.
What's a dab to you in this situation?
Okay, so
concentrated THC.
It's concentrated THC.
Because when I hear dab, I think of that stupid thing with the kids.
You think Cam Newton?
I think.
Yeah. You think Super Cam?
Yeah.
Cam.
So, do you know how you extract dabs?
No.
Marijuana? Okay, so basically what you
I don't
do
know anything.
is you take buds, weed buds.
It's like the resin, right? Isn't it?
It's the crystals.
Crystals.
So you put it on, like a parchment paper or something like that, and then you put it in a press.
Okay.
And now I'm just kind of telling you a generic way of doing it. I'm sure there's machines and stuff that do it.
Talk about the Florida bathroom.
Yeah, this is the way I guess I would do it if I was trying to do it.
All right.
Because this is the way I've seen it done.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically you put the weed on the paper, and then you put it in a press, and you basically, tighten the press until it's, completely smashed.
Okay.
And then what'll happen is that liquid will then run out of the side of the press.
Okay.
And collect in a, whatever else that you have there to collect it in. And so... And it takes a lot of weed to get that, because you're basically just extracting the crystals.
Yes.
Because what's left over when you open the press is just the bud then, you know, without the crystals on it. But so it's just highly concentrated because you got so much of it in such a small amount.
Sure.
Because what the guy said, just to kind of tell you an equivalent, is the first dab he gave him to help him out that first night was, he goes, okay, I'm going to give you a decent sized dab. I forget how many milligrams he said it was, but he's like, so the equivalent of this one dab that he did, he took it all in one hit. It was the equivalent of smoking 3 joints at once.
Oh shit!
In one puff.
Wow.
So that's what dabs are. I've never done any dabs, but
that's like the cross joint.
But the host did it. He took a dab right after that. He's like, I'll give you a mini dab, and he was like, he took the hit, and 5 seconds later, he's like, wow. He's like, you just feel it, it starts at your head, and then it just slowly waves through your body. And he's like, it's crazy.
That's how I felt after I hit my brother's pen when we were in Chicago.
Did you? I didn't know you did that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Damn, undercover.
I hit that pen, and he's like, take a small one. And I was like, what's that? And then I hit it, and I was like, whoa, shit. Yeah. I coughed for a minute straight.
That's how that shit goes. Hey, you probably shouldn't. Oh, it's in your mouth.
Yeah, and then I'm standing there talking to somebody, and I can just feel myself swaying. I'm like, I need to sit or I'm going to fall down.
Damn, I didn't know it was like that.
You were inside sleeping.
Fuck, yeah, it's being the dad.
Somebody's got to.
But yeah, well, that's fucking dope, man. I'm gonna check that out. I've always wanted to check that show out, and I like their I like the Vice shows. Like I said, like the Bong Appetit and Fuck That's Delicious.
It's research for when we open our store.
And when they closed the show, he said that I don't know if it was 10 weeks or 10 months, whatever it was, but he said the guy was still clean and doing fine. So
that's awesome.
Shit works. It's beneficial. Fucking stop holding it down, right?
Right.
Yeah. 420. It's Pothead St. Patrick's Day, so everybody do your thing. We're running a little long. We're gonna wrap this up. This has been another episode of #No Offense. Happy everything. Happy
Easter. Happy Weed Day.
Yeah. Fucking zombies and joints. Powerful weekend. Powerful
Sweet
weekend.
dreams, motherfuckers.
If this is your first episode of #No Offense, thank you for checking us out. Please come back, subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. We're available everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and our new favorite, Podcoin. Listen to us on Podcoin. Earn some points while you are listening to your favorite podcast anyway. Get yourself a fucking gift card, free cup of coffee on the #No Offense show, or donate it to charity. I don't care. Donate it to little boys in fucking Zimbabwe. Donate it to fucking underprivileged weed heads. I don't fucking know.
I bet you most people will donate to animals.
Probably so.
I think most people just get the cup of coffee because they're fucking assholes.
Oh, shit.
You're probably right.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You can reach us on all the social media platforms at HTNOS. That's HTNOS on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. HTNOS.com, or by emailing us at HTNOS@yahoo.com. Also call and leave us a voicemail on the hotline 813-773-5706. We love to get them voicemails from you guys. I'm the real Wutsky. You're the Duchess Wutsky.
Yeah.
You're the J from Tampa. Tampa
Yeah.
2 rings, if you search it. And we're out here. We're doing it, man. Thanks for riding with us. Another week in the books.
Word.
Love you.
Peace.
Perfect. People can hear us fighting. Who gives a fuck? You're an asshole. Big deal. Everybody knows. It's okay.
Fuck off.